Louie and Paula here, sharing a less traveled road in the northern Black Mountains of Mojave County, Arizona. Between Las Vegas, Nevada and Kingman, Arizona, we started our adventure at the intersection of Highway 93 and Pope Mine Road between mileposts 24 and 25. We traveled 3.4 miles to a road heading west, which goes over the ridge and down into the Lake Mead National Recreation Area on road number 54. It's a 14-mile washboard road through a scenic desert wash. We returned to the Pope Mine Road and continued south to the junction with BLM Road number 7808. This road goes by the Van Diemen Mine and continues into the recreation area on road number 53. On our way out, we followed road number 52A, the Golden Power Line Road, to Highway 93. Pope Mine Road is a graded gravel road because it was used recently to haul decorative rock mined at a nearby quarry. Our objective was to view the varied geology and old mine workings of the Pope Mine and Van Diemen Mine areas, and to just enjoy the solitude of the northern Black Mountains in an area rarely visited by off-roaders. The gentle slopes and low hills mask the complex geology along this road. There are at least 4 types of major faults in the area, including listric normal faults, which are spoon-shaped, low-angle normal faults, a high-angle tear fault, and a basin and range fault. In this area, the vegetation is predominantly creosote, the scraggled yellowish-green brush, and Mojave yucca, the spiny medium stalks. The taller brush is catclaw, with dark, thick clumps of mistletoe in the branches. Mistletoe is a parasite plant common in the Southwest. Catclaw bushes are the meanest, with thorns curved like cat's claws. The road goes by the workings of a decorative rock quarry. The quarry is idle today, but there are pieces of equipment still on site. This rock is used to decorate yards in Las Vegas and Kingman. Being a desert, it doesn't make much sense to have grass that has to be watered. Colored rock is much more practical and doesn't need to be mowed. At 3.4 miles is a road heading west. Here, we switched the camera to the white Jeep. This road took us to several old mine workings and eventually over a washboard road to the Colorado River. We wondered if there were any vehicles ahead of us, so we checked for vehicle tracks. If you want to know how to read vehicle tracks, check out our website, wildernesscommonsense.com, and look at the video on vehicle tracking. A short distance up the main road, we took a side road to several shallow workings and a shaft covered by an iron grate. The culvert and iron rebar is a great way to protect people from falling in a shaft and still allow birds and bats to enter and nest in a protected place. While looking at the dumps around the shaft, Louis thought he'd found a new mineral. It was shiny with a honey yellow color, filling fractures and crevices. Further investigation determined it was just a melted foam cushion that had flowed into the fractures. One has to be careful when looking at rocks. Some people like to play games and fool geologists. It takes more than melted foam to fool Louis. The host rock is argillized pegmatite. The feldspar grains have been altered to clay. The iron-stained vuggy quartz indicates a mineralized structure. The large amount of iron staining indicates a system that had pyrite, again, more typical of a porphyry copper system. Walking back to the Jeep, I passed a Mormon tea shrub, great for making a hot drink at camp. Over the range, we started descending into the Colorado River Valley and entered the Lake Mead Recreation Area. The sign warns, climb to safety in case of a flash flood. Good advice. To the right, we found a strange-looking square area carved into the rock. There were pieces of wood around it. After looking at the site further, we figured it had been an ore bin above an area carved out to allow wagons to back up for loading. Pretty clever way to use gravity to load wagons so that the ore could be hauled to the river for treatment. The rocks in this area are strongly altered and iron stained. Much of the iron-filled fractures are relatively flat-lying. A short hike led us to a large pit with an adit. The mine workings are on a shallow dipping, silicified, brecciated structure with iron oxide and barite flakes. This probably also contains gold. This rock face shows the brecciated or broken up rock that was later silicified or hardened with silica. Being a geologist, Louis had to put his rock hammer for scale. Continuing toward the river, we found a shallow cave. We'd hoped to find petroglyphs, but instead found a pack rat's nest. Oh well. Glad we made sure to air down our tires because the washboard is terrible and low inflated tires make for a more comfortable ride. Here. From the Pope Mine Road to the river is a drive of about 14 miles. This is a great place to get away from everybody. There is solitude and great views of different volcanic rocks. This road is not challenging, but there are narrow passages where a full-size vehicle might not make it through. We had just a few inches to spare on either side, but we made it through. Once at the end of the road, there's about 100 yards of thick brush and reeds before getting to the water, so not much chance of swimming. We turned around and headed back. Back at the Pope Mine Road, we turned right and headed south to the junction with BLM Road 7808. At a junction in a wash with BLM Road 7808, we turned right, west, and headed up wash. Just to the right of the junction are old black rubber tanks. These are rubber fuel tanks used during World War II and given to ranchers so that they could use them as water storage for cattle. The sun has pretty much destroyed them. We continued up wash and over the pass into the Colorado River Valley. The Van Diemen Mine area sits just over the divide between Detrital Valley and the Colorado River Gorge. It was discovered in 1935 and put into operation in 1941. There are a few remnants of the old workings, such as an old shaft. Be careful here, as the sides look like they're sloughing in. A short distance up the wash are rock foundations to what appears to have been a cabin. The conditions must have been harsh, living and working in this environment. There are old tin cans and corrugated roofing remnants. At least we know they had a bed. Changing the camera back to the yellow Jeep, we continued down wash to the National Recreation boundary. The road in the recreation area is called Fire Mountain Road number 53. It's an easy drive until arriving at a dry waterfall. Be sure to pick the best line to protect the sides and underbelly of your vehicle.
Does he have his seatbelt on? Jesus. You're gonna have to have... Turn your wheel. Turn your wheel toward me.
The drive over the waterfall was exciting, with a lagging thought that if we couldn't get back up the falls, we'd be stuck in a very remote part of Mojave County and shouldn't expect anyone to come this way for a long time. We knew we were on our own and would do whatever to get out. At times like this, it's great to have our good friends along for fun and safety. One Jeep out and one to go.
Make it out. You got it. You're there. It's over. Good job.
You made that look pretty easy.
Not bad for tiny tires.
They're the same size, aren't they? Get out, Louie. Yeah, they're the same size.
Yeah, these little tiny tires.
The ride back was uneventful, just enjoying the vertical cliffs of multicolored volcanic rocks. Continuing up Wash, we took the Gold Power Line Road number 52A. It follows the power line going from Hoover Dam to Phoenix. Under the power line, we could hear the crackle of electricity traveling along the line. On the way out, we found a shaft covered by angle iron. This cover protects people and animals from falling in, but allows the bats to use the shaft as a nesting place. The remainder of the road was a straight shot to Highway 93. The southern part of the White Hills is visible on the skyline, although they look black. There was a barbed wire gate at the junction, and we didn't forget to close it after we went through. Highway 93 is a divided highway, so we were careful which lane we got into. Right for Kingman, cross the median, and left for Las Vegas. Thanks for joining us today. Hope to see you next time as we explore Arizona.